Members of the Club Dada include John Hartfield, George Gross, Hannah Hoch and Raoul Hausmann, who developed the technique of photomontage.
The field of photomontage has as many possibilities as there are changes in the environment. Photomontage creates from totally disparate elements a new unity, which reveals a conceptually new image of the chaos of an age of war and revolution.
Raoul Hausmann develops his phonetic poems.
When language becomes petrified in the academies, ravaged and made barren by journalism, its true spirit takes refuge amongst children and mad poets.
Ladies and gentlemen, Sir Dada Sofa speaks some historical poems phonetic from 1918. Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, no moon, on a poo, it's so, kili koreum, snown stumt, cum non stumt, da iri da dumt, tnum, kolacum, onomum, fums, babatat, seu, pagues, mu,
1920. Dada in Berlin reaches its climax with the first international Dada Fair. From the ceiling hangs the effigy of a German officer with a pig's head and a placard around his neck proclaiming, "Hanged by the Revolution."
The answer to the question whether or not our work can be called art depends on whether or not the future belongs to the working class.
A man introduces himself to the Berlin Dada group with the words,
"I'm a painter, and I nail my pictures together."
He applies for membership of the Club Dada, but is vetoed on account of his bourgeois face. His name is Kurt Schwitters. Rejected by the Dadaists, he returns to Hanover, cuts up an advertisement, and creates the word Metz, which he uses to describe his paintings and poetry.
Metz stands for freedom from all fetters for the sake of artistic creation. Metz is as tolerant as possible towards its materials. I saw no reason that old tickets, pieces of driftwood, wire, wheels, buttons, rubbish from attics, should not be used for paintings on an equal footing with pigments manufactured in paint factories. To some extent, this was a social point of view, but above all, it was the ultimate in logical consistency.
B, 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 B. Oh.
In Cologne, Max Ernst and Johannes Bargeld initiate the Dada conspiracy of the Rhineland. Bargeld has just founded the Rhineland Communist Party, and Ernst has just discovered the principle of collage.
I found myself taking an obsessive interest in the pages of an illustrated catalogue which lay to hand. I experienced a hallucinatory succession of double and triple images, and what had been simply banal pages of advertisements became so many dramas revealing my most secret desires.
In 1920, Tristan Tzara brings Dada from Zurich to Paris, where he is awaited like a messiah.
La chanson Dada, musique de Georges Auric. La chanson d'un dadaïste qui n'était ni gai ni triste et aimait une bicycliste qui n'était ni gai ni triste. Mais les poules le jour de l'an s'arrêtent tout et dans une crise en voyant au Vatican leurs deux corps en trois valises. Ni amant, ni cycliste, n'était plus ni gai, ni triste. Mangez de bons cerveaux, lavez votre soldat, Dada, Dada, buvez de l'eau.
In Paris, Duchamp paints a moustache onto the Mona Lisa. André Breton is editing the magazine Littérature, which becomes the mouthpiece for Dada in Paris. Sarah and Breton write manifestos. Picabia designs magazines. Dada organizes excursions and outrages.
At the Salgavo, we created a great scandal. For the first time in the history of the world, people threw at us not only eggs, salads and pennies, but beefsteaks as well. It was a great success. The audience was extremely Dada.
Tonight's performance will include a ballet for 3 feathered sardines and the reverie of the forsaken brontosaurus.
Dada is not a mystification. It is the entire human mystery.
We were right to be suspicious. Dada is clearly a facade for German infiltration.
Dada, a limited company for the exploitation of the vocabulary.
Double your income with Dada. Only Dada is worth the investment of intellectual capital.
The picturesque is the opposite of art. Art is the opposite of life.
If you read André Gide aloud for 10 minutes, your breath will stink.
The first mechanical work of art was created by Mrs. Zara, the day when she brought little Tristan into the world.
If you wish to keep your ideas clean, you must change them regularly,